Welcome, everyone. We're really thrilled to have this high turnout for our training today for the MiCorps Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program. While we wish we could be together face-to-face like we normally do in a usual year, we know that in some ways this makes it easier for more people to join and participate in the training and learn more about the Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program. The slide that you can see in front of you right now is just a little bit of background on how to use Zoom and how to engage. We are have our agenda there today, and it's also on the website where you registered. You'll be able to hear audio as the presenters are speaking, but we're asked that you please keep your sound off. We'll try and stay on top of that, and if you're struggling with that, we can help with that too. We may have some opportunities for folks to speak up, but we do have a packed agenda today. So to stay efficient, we're going to ask you to keep your sound off. If you have questions, you can enter them into the chat where you can ask questions, and then we'll be keeping an eye on that and make sure the speakers get those questions, as many as we have time for. So I wanted to also introduce myself. My name is Jo Lattimore. I am a faculty member in the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife at Michigan State University, and I'm the administrator for the MiCorps program. And joined here today by a couple of colleagues that'll be helping with the training today, and I'll let them introduce themselves in a moment. But first of all, I have a really exciting announcement, is that enrollment is now open for the Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program. I know a lot of you, especially those of you who have been steady volunteers over many years, have been anxious to get going, and we appreciate your patience as we build a whole new system. So that enrollment opens today and will remain open until May 10th. So you've got kind of a short window this year to get your lake enrolled and get into that new system. You'll see we added something to the agenda if you haven't looked at it for a while. At 12:30, we'll be running through this new enrollment system so you can see how it works, see how to get signed up. We're really excited about it. We think it's going to make enrollment really smoother and easier for everyone. So we're excited to kind of debut that new system at 12:30 today. At this point, I'd like to ask my colleagues to introduce themselves, and I'm hoping that Eric Elgin can introduce himself now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Elgin. I'm an aquatic ecologist and water resources educator with MSU Extension, and I am the Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program coordinator.
Thanks, Eric. Next, I'll introduce Dr. Paul Steen.
Hi, everybody. My name is Paul Steen. I work with the Huron River Watershed Council, but have been involved with helping lead MiCorps for about a decade now, and happy to have you all here. I primarily work with the stream side of MiCorps, so you can send all those stream questions my way, but I also lend a hand for the CLMP as well.
Thanks, Paul. And then finally, I'm really excited to introduce Tamara Lipsey. Tamara is our new Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy partner in the program, and she is filling in and taking the place of Marcy Knoll-Wilmus, who many of you have known over the last few years. Marcy moved on to a new position in Eagle and wishes everyone the best. She really enjoyed her time working with all the CLMP and MiCorps volunteers. But I'm going to let Tamara take it away and continue with the welcome and also introduce herself to you. So Tamara, you can take it away.
All right. Can you hear me well?
We sure can.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today. This is our first virtual training, and I'm really excited to be here as a new member of the MiCorps team. Before I introduce myself, I just want to, for those of you who might be new to MiCorps, the Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program is one of 3 programs that's part of Michigan Clean Water Corps, which is an Eagle program. We also have a volunteer stream monitoring program and a volunteer stream cleanup program. So this is the organization of that, and just wanted to share that with you. As Joe said, my name is Tamara Lipsey. I'm an aquatic biologist at Eagle. I do work with Marcy. I've worked with her as long as she's been with us. I've been with Eagle about 17 years. So I also worked with Bill Diamond and Ralph Bednars, who came before her as MiCorps reps. So I'm familiar with the program and becoming more familiar with the program every day. I'm really excited for these new responsibilities. I have done lake monitoring as part of my job as an aquatic biologist at Eagle, but I've also done some fish monitoring and aquatic insect monitoring. And this is even a little picture of me looking for aquatic invasive species by snorkeling. But I haven't had a lot of opportunity to work with the public, so I'm really excited about this position because hopefully when we all can get together, I will be able to meet you and get to know each other. Just a little bit about me. I'm from Grand Ledge, and so is my husband, and it's outskirts of Lansing, but we both have grown up here. We lived in Wyoming for a little bit, but we came back because our family's here and started a family of our own. We have a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old, and we spend most of our free time out in lakes and streams in Michigan in the summer when we can. So we'll get to what Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program is all about. More information about the program will come later in the day because we're trying to keep this introduction a little bit shorter, but our purpose is to help citizens like you all monitor water quality in your lakes or lakes that you love. And we provide education and training to do that, as well as technical assistance and helping you collect data that's valuable and can be used. The program's over 40 years old. It's the second oldest volunteer monitoring program in the country. And we have an online database where all of that data that all of you help to collect is available for the public. And because of trainings like this and the hard work you do, we get reliable data. And it's used by many people. I've used it my entire career at Eagle for making decisions about lakes. And I know many other departments and consultants use the data as well as all of you. So we are back after a small hiatus. Last year, it was actually pretty good timing for the pandemic. We didn't have the funding to support CLMP last year, but we're back and we have a 5-year contract now with Michigan State University. We have state funding called Renew Funding. It's part of Renew Funding to fund it for that full 5 years. And an additional line item funding for our department included more funding for this year. So we are really happy about that and are going to be able to do a lot of great work because of that. The online registration, like Joe said today, is part of that. We're going to have a lot of web updates. We've already started some. The database is going to be updated. We haven't had that in a long time. There's a crew of people at MSU's remote sensing GIS lab who have been working hard just since last September when the contract started to get this all up and running for you. And we also are starting to be on social media. So there's a lot of great things coming up, and I'm a new face, but I'm not the only new thing, I guess, coming. So I'm excited about all of that. Joe, Eric, and Paul already introduced themselves this morning. Joe is the MiCorps contract administrator, and she oversees the MiCorps program. Eric is in charge of the Cooperative Lakes Monitoring Program. Paul is taking care of our stream programs, as he noted. And then we have people from MLSA, the Michigan Lakes and Stream Association, who also are on our MiCorps team. Melissa is the director of executive director of Michigan Lakes and Streams, and she's going to help out with marketing our program. And then Mike Gallagher is the former president of MLSA. He's the current treasurer. And he really acts, I think, as a voice for the volunteers for the CLMP program. He's at our meetings and can help us see things from a volunteer perspective, as well as Jean, who I think most of you probably know. She's our administrator for MSLA and CLMP, and she essentially will be your go-to person for any lake monitoring questions that you have. She's our logistics queen, and if she doesn't know the answer, she will get the person who does, but she'll probably know most of the answers. This is a map that Eric put together of all of the lakes that have been sampled at least once since 1974 as part of this program. And I think it's amazing just to see how many lakes have participated at one point or another. And some of these lakes have participated for years and years and years and have long-term data sets for their lakes. This is from the 2019 enrollment for our program, and those numbers are the number of lakes that enrolled for each of the parameters that are available for you to enroll in. So you can see we had as many as 287 lakes participate in just 2019. So there are some changes, as y'all are probably getting used to due to COVID for 2021. We are asking that you all continue to follow COVID precautions to keep all of yourself safe. Because of those precautions, we aren't going to have any side-by-sides this year, which is when Marcy and now myself would normally go out to a few of your lakes to see your beautiful lakes and homes and get to sample side by side with you and take samples at the same time and then compare the results of those samples to make sure we are getting good data and to answer any questions you might have. But we're not going to be doing those this year. I hope to do those next year and start meeting some of you. We're also not going to allow any new lakes to enroll in the whole lake plant monitoring because that training requires face-to-face training for new lakes. I believe older lakes that have done it already will be able to keep doing it though. Usually we're meeting together, and so the dissolved oxygen meters would be given to you at this meeting, but because we're not meeting together, we are going to have to figure out a way to deliver those to you, and we have some plans to do that. We just haven't finalized the details yet. And furthermore, sample drop-off details will be forthcoming. We have sample drop-off locations ready, and they're going to be the same as previous years, but the timing might be a little bit different, so stay tuned on that. And then, of course, as Joe said, all registration is online this year, and hopefully it will be really quick and easy for you. So here's that training agenda again of what's ahead for the day. Eric is going to lead us off with Secchi disc and spring and summer phosphorus sampling right after we're finished here. And then we'll take a break for 15 minutes before Paul will present chlorophyll A, which is an indicator of algae. Then we'll take another break for lunch. And over the lunch period from 12:30 to 1, there's also the optional online registration tutorial that Joe mentioned. 1 o'clock, I will be back to discuss dissolved oxygen and temperature monitoring. Then Joe will do our Score the Shore training. And we'll take our final break at 3 to 3:15, and then Joe and Eric will finish up with our exotic aquatic plant watch presentation. So the great thing is all of this is being recorded today. So if you have to step away, you can watch the recording later. We hope you'll join us for as many as you can, but you can also tell friends and they can watch the recordings later. So we're hoping this will reach a lot of people. As Joe already said, reminder that the enrollment deadline is May 10th. So if you do watch the videos later, just make sure you, if you decide to enroll, to do that by the 10th. All of the information you see today will be available on MiCorps.net, which is our website and has everything you could need for this program. And then don't forget, we're on social media now. We can be found on both Facebook and Twitter. So if you do social media, please join us. And before we leave, I want to thank you all very much for all you do. It really does. This program succeeds because of all of you, and we at Eagle would have nowhere near the capability of sampling as many lakes as you all do. And it's fantastic work and is really valued. So before we go, I just want to hear a little bit from all of you. And we're going to do a little bit of a survey to see where you're tuning in from, what part of Michigan you're tuning in from, where, if you're a new volunteer or if you're a veteran volunteer and you're coming back, and how you heard about this workshop, how you're hearing about us, because that's important for us to reach as many people as possible. So the results are coming in. I'm just going to wait and see when they slow down a little bit before I show you the results. There's lots of people on. It's very exciting. All right, it's starting to slow down a little bit now, so I'll show the results. It looks like a majority of you are new volunteers, 68% of you. A lot of you are located in the Northern Lower Peninsula with 46%. Upper Peninsula is here and being represented with 5%. Southwest Michigan and Southeast Michigan are equal with 24%. And then it sounds like most of you did not hear about our workshop via the website, listserv, or newsletters. Most of you found out another way. And the next most popular was the newsletter, followed by our email listserv, and then the website. So that's all I have. And Eric is going to take over, but again, thank you all for participating, and I hope you enjoy the full day we have today.
Thanks so much, Tamara, for sharing that introduction with us. And while Eric is getting ready to launch into his presentation about Secchi disc and phosphorus monitoring, we did have one question come in on the chat, and that was, will we be able to submit our Secchi disc data from last year? And the quick answer is yes, you will. But I'll ask you to hold on to that data a little bit longer. We've been doing a lot of work on the website, and that includes the database. And so in some cases, folks who had old data entry logins may have been able to go in and enter their data from 2020. That may not work for you now. So stand by, hold on to that data sheet, and we'll announce when the database is ready to accept that new data. Great question. All right, I think I can hand it now over to Eric. Take it away.